In the past few years, we have come to understand that elections cannot only be won and lost at the ballots, they can also be lost and won in court. So behind me is court number 1. This is where the 2019 election petition case was decided. This is where the destiny of Malawi was decided. And as you know, I'm in Malawi for my fieldwork, doing my research on post-election legal challenges and the implication on democratization in Africa. And I'm very excited to be standing right behind where the history happened. In the past few months, I have traveled through Kenya, Malawi, and Ghana, examining this phenomenon of post-election legal challenges in Africa. My name is Kweitsu. I'm a PhD candidate in political science at the University of Florida. So my research is on post-election legal challenges in Africa and their wider implication on political processes and democratic practice on the continent. I've been looking at various cases, and right behind me is the Supreme Court of Ghana, where 2 presidential election petitions have been heard, the 2012 case and the 2020 case. In both cases, the petitions have been dismissed, but the implications or the impact of the cases have been immensely felt on the electoral processes in Ghana. And as I delve much into my research, I'm going to explain more to you about it. Elections are important aspects of the foundation of any democracy. They are the means of conferring legitimacy and selecting leaders. Indeed, they are the means by which citizens exert accountability. However, across Africa, elections are extremely chaotic and sometimes take violent things that lead to the destruction of lives and properties. We have seen election violence in Ivory Coast, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Kenya, and many other places. Indeed, according to Bekwe, 25% of elections in Africa are characterized by violence. This is why the growing phenomenon of elections being challenged in Africa, in African courts, matters so deeply. My research seeks to unravel the growing judicialization of presidential elections in Africa. In this work, I seek to do 2 things. First, considering the growing number of election petition cases in Africa and their relative lack of success in court, I seek to examine the motivations behind these cases. So essentially, I'm asking, what drives petitioners to go to court? This is very important because we have seen in some cases, especially in Kenya, where we have seen elections end up in court. Raila Odinga, the dominant actor in Kenyan politics, have challenged elections in 2013, 2017, and 2022. Indeed, in 2017, for the first time, the court annulled presidential elections in his favor, but he subsequently decided to withdraw from the subsequent elections, which begs the question, why would you do so if your objective is truly to overturn the elections? These thoughts have got me thinking, and this is why I'm interested in this subject area. The second question that I seek to answer is, what are the wider implications of these cases on the political processes and indeed the democratization process in Africa? So when people go to court and challenge elections, what does it mean for the judiciary, for the electoral commission, even for the electoral processes, and for ordinary citizens who follow these elections? Does it have any impact on them? These are the questions I seek to answer. Whilst my research is still ongoing, I have discovered several things that could account for why people would go to court. So in this process, I have decided to frame it across a 3-level analytical framework. First, I look at the individual motivations for challenging elections. And here, some of my discoveries, which cut across both Ghana, Malawi, Kenya, and indeed several parts of the continent, shows that people challenge elections in court as a way of maintaining their political relevance and also controlling the narratives around the elections. Basically, when people lose elections, they're not to lose their relevance and also not to lose your grip with a political party. You challenge the election as a way of mobilizing forces around you and still remain relevant within the political discussions with the hope of navigating through the next election. People also go to court as a way of controlling narratives. At the political party levels, political parties tend to weaponize these legal challenges as a way of maintaining the unity within the party. Elections can be very demoralizing, and when parties lose elections, they quickly seek to remobilize their forces. So by going to court, they tend to keep their supporters energized. In conclusion, my research proves that in Africa's evolving democracies, The path from ballots to courtroom isn't a detour from democracy. Indeed, it is increasingly part of the journey itself. Understanding this journey isn't just academic, it's essential. The 1.4 billion Africans navigating what democracy means in the 21st century. Because ultimately, whether democracy thrives or merely survives in Africa may depend not on who wins elections, but on how we handle those who lose them. If we understand the dynamics of these legal challenges, which has become a growing phenomenon across the continent, we can then be able to analyze the impact, the broader impact of these cases across the continent.